Today, my friend, I got something real nice. Like, I'm gonna turn my cordless drill into a paint sprayer. How do I do that, you ask? Magic. But before I show you this, I do want to let you know this is not for really professionals. This is for DIYers, homeowners that don't want to deal with a giant air sprayer. I have them, I use them, I love them, but they're not for everybody. So this right here is a cheap and effective way to get some stuff painted around the house, such as your fence, your interior, your furniture, but really without the hassles of the giant paint sprayers that you might not know how to use, or you just don't want to clean out every time you have a small job. I'll also go over some of the comments for this that I've received on the short video, some of the dislikes and the questions that they've had, and we'll talk about all the great things, including some of the drawbacks to using this. So, why don't we just get this going? All right, so what we have here is from Graco. Now, anybody that's ever done any painting or is in that business, they've heard of Graco. Great company out there. It's the TrueCoat 360 Cordless Connect that will actually spray paint using a drill or an impact driver. And the best thing about it is it's made in the US of A. Now, what's awesome about this is that you don't need any air hoses, nothing other than a drill or an impact driver. We'll talk about that here in a bit. But I must stress to you, this is for small DIY jobs only. If you're looking to paint an entire house, this is not for you. This is like 2 gallons and less. You got picnic tables, shutters, doors, some furniture, whatever. It's very convenient, very easy to use, but again, for smaller jobs, the DIY stuff. Let's open this box up and see what comes in it. Now, the directions are very simple to understand and read, but you don't need them. You got me. But you can register this and all that with simple barcode. So you're going to get the paint container. You're going to get a couple different like soft, flexible plastic cups. I'll show you why they're like that. You can pick this stuff up at Home Depot if you need extra. You get a couple different paint tips. You're going to get a paint strainer, which is nice. You don't have to go out and buy those paper ones. What else? Oh, here it is. This is the tool that I'm talking about. I'll show you how this sets up and how it's used again, but let me give you a sort of an overview. What's nice about this is that you got a get started barcode. You don't need that. You have me. All right. But you can see you got the hex over here that will go into the impact collet or your drill chuck. Very, very simple to use this. Let me show you the front here. You can adjust your spray. So vertical, horizontal, all that good stuff. And it comes with the paint tip already installed. So on the side here, you have like a little prime lid. I'll show you how that's all used here in a bit. And then you have your prime switch. And then once you prime it, you're just going to switch it over to paint. So very simple setup. You also have a secondary screen. So in case you didn't filter everything out, it won't get sucked up into the tool and, well, break it. But this is what it looks like on the drill. Now, don't worry, I'll put a bat ray on here in a bit. I don't want to accidentally pull the trigger and all that good stuff. But how this goes on is you just open up your chuck, you simply slide that in, and then you just tighten down the Velcro with it. And that's going to secure the base. And then you just pull this thing up like so, and it'll go right into your chuck, and then you tighten it down. So if you had an impact driver, it would do the same thing, except for it goes into the collet. But you're ready to go. And again, what's nice about this is that you can basically use any drill you want. As long as it's like an M18, 20 volt, 24 volt, you can't use like an M12 or anything like that. You have to use something with the larger base on the bottom of the drill or impact. Now, you do got these soft cups. These are going to be used to fill with paint. And those basically just go in there. You put one in there. And it acts like a bladder. Not so much a container, but like a bladder. And I'll show you that as well. Now, you also get a detail cup. And how this is used, you can take this off on the bottom. You can actually adjust this unit to flip upside down and use it as a gravity-fed sprayer. But we're not going to do that today. But it's very simple to do. So you can use that cup, or you can go back to the original. But all you do is screw that on like so. And it's Graco to go. Get it? But what you do is you just throw that strainer in there, and you can see you can adjust that. You can take this thing apart to clean it. I'll show you that here in a bit as well. But very simple to use. I like they added this into the box. And again, yes, it does come with the stain tip. So if you have a deck that you got to stain, well, you can use this as well. And there's some of the other stuff. You get an extra primer lid here. All right, let's start to using and abusing. But I want to point something out from all the comments that I got on a short video. Yeah, I'm using a 90-gallon bucket of paint. Sorry. It's just a quick video that I want to put together, okay? Also, this table I could care less about. I'm not trying to get it as a perfect finished coat like some kitchen cabinets. And I'm also not caring about this because I put it together in 5 minutes just so I can shoot some videos. If you are one of those people that are that upset about this table or the bucket of paint that I'm using, I'm sorry. I get it. You're better than me. Can we just move on? Okay, so it's straining down. And again, I'm glad they added this. If you have any nasties, it'll take it out. You don't have to worry about damaging your sprayer. And even with the giant bucket of paint, it still goes in there pretty clean. So, you know, it's on me. I just grabbed the first bucket. I said, I'm sorry again. And you do want to have a pail of water next to you, so you can clean this stuff out. But it's very simple to do. You just rinse it in there. You can take this thing apart, just sort of like, get the paintage off and all that. So yeah, I like this system. Now, I told you to use a cheaper drill. I am using the DeWalt. It was the first one I grabbed. It's going to get some overspray. That's why I say use a cheaper one. But this just like, screws up in there real nice like and such. And then once you get that screwed in, you're going to have to prime it, which is another easy step. Now, again, I just want to show you the way I have this set up. You'll have to prime it. If you do the gravity fed, you don't have to prime it. So when that canister is up on top, don't worry about that. We'll just clean this up a little bit here. See that? See how that comes out of there? Just clean it up real nice like. All right, remember that little lid I was talking to you about? Well, open up the lid. Now it's time to prime. You're going to have to get some paint up in that sprayer before it's going to actually start spraying. So what I do is I just squeeze out a little bit, get the air out. You're going to have to keep that drill on high. You can't put it on low. And then once you see that thing starting to suck in a little bit, you shut the lid. And now we're going to switch it from prime to spray. Now look at the low setting. It does not work as well. Turn it on high, and now you can fly. So this is an old beat up 2x4 table that, again, I could care less about. I didn't even clean this thing off before I started spraying it. Got leaves and everything. But say this was a door. Say you actually prepped your surface. The paint that comes out of here is actually really surprising. For having no air hose hooked up to this thing, it goes on very steady, very even. It's very impressive. Now, if I actually clean this door up, imagine the surface I would get. If you're doing a door, you're doing your shutters, you're doing a piece of furniture, whatever. I could care less about this table. It's just something I'm just trying to demonstrate for you. But if I wanted to, I can get the edges. I could put this thing, look, I'm spraying upside down right now, and it's still able to take that paint and suck it in because all the air's out after I primed it. Now, this thing only weighs 2.5 pounds, and they're saying that the maximum operating pressure is 2,000 PSI. And obviously, the 2.5 pounds is without the paint on there, but that's not that much in weight anyway. But this thing is really doing a fantastic job painting. I'm just trying to give you a different view. I'm holding my camera, I'm getting spray all over my camera. Because I'm trying to be a good host here. I'm trying to give you many views for your viewing pleasure. But imagine you're painting your picnic table. This is putting down even coats. It is for a drill operated powered sprayer. It goes on very, very, very real nice like. Now, when I first seen this thing, I was like, there's no way this thing is going to operate good. There's just no way. It's powered by a freaking drill, but I was wrong. I mean, this is just an old beat up table that, again, I don't care about. And it's putting down very smooth coats. And I can get underneath the tight areas. If you're a DIYer, right, and you don't want that very expensive or very cumbersome moving it around, storing it paint sprayer, I mean, check this out. I'm going down on the legs. I'm spraying it. You're going to get some overcoat on your drill. That's why I say I said many times, use a cheaper drill, use a cheaper impact driver. But to get in those tight areas, this thing is doing phenomenal. Like, I am very impressed with how well this thing is working. Look, I'm going to go down on this side. I'm going to spray those legs. That's real nice. Like, it gives it some nice even coats on it. Like, you wouldn't think it would. And then you come back for a second coat and you're not going to have any issues. So if you're painting that outside door, which I have to do, I'm using this. And what's cool about this is it's easy to store. It literally takes up no room to store this thing. Now, for the price, again, it's $189. I'll put a link in the description below for you to check this out. I might be able to put it to the shopping bag, but as for getting into those tighter areas, it being light, everybody's like, oh, this thing is very cumbersome. Yeah, this thing is super light. I mean, you basically don't even feel it at the end of your drill. And you would think it would be heavy, but it's not. I mean, I'm able to get in some really nice places. Look at the coverage on there. I'm trying to give you the best angle. I'm a one-man show, my friends. I ain't got no friends. Maybe you come over and hold the camera for me. That would be real nice. But I'm telling you, for the first coat, just throwing that on there. So I did have one guy leave me a comment saying, oh, great, it does the exact same thing a spray can do. Well, first off, this is water-based. It's going to be a lot cheaper for you that way to do it. You're going to get more coverage. A spray can is going to cost you way more money. It's not water-based. And you're not going to get as good as coverage. I mean, you can see with just the one coat going on here that it literally lays out that whole table. So if you want to use a spray can, it's not water-based. You're going to have some VOCs in there. That's fine. you know, but this is going to be much faster than a spray can. I'm just throwing that out there. The other thing is you can see how that soft container sort of like crumpled up. Well, it took all the air out of there. So all you have to do if you want to refill this, you could just open up that prime lid. It would bring back the air in there, but you just take this off and then you can take the lid off of that and then refill this. It's not like a one-trick pony where you can only use one at a time. No, you can continue using that. If you wanted to, you could actually probably wash it out if you just wanted to save a couple bucks. But if not, you just toss these and you don't have to worry about, you know, storing anything, cleaning out your container. You just throw it out. So it's pretty disposable. It's also pretty real nice-like. Now, the other thing where this thing shines, and the DIYers are going to love this, is that instead of having to run water through an entire unit, right, to clean it out or cleaning out bins, all you do is you take off your paint canister and just run some warm water through this and pull the trigger. My wife is going to kill me. She sees me doing this in the sink, just letting you know. But that's all you got to do. You just clean it off. You just run the tap water over top of the thing and then just pull the trigger. It'll clean that out. And you don't have to worry about, like I said, cycling it through. I mean, that's one of the biggest pains about some of these paint guns is that you have to get a clean bucket. You have to get clean water, throw, you know, your hose in the bucket, run that. It's just a nightmare. So something like this is why it's so convenient. So this thing worked amazing. You can see how easy it is to clean it out, how light it is, which is extremely light. I mean, all you feel is the drill. I mean, you barely feel this. It is not top heavy at all. You are gonna get some overspray. I have it on my camera. I have it on my drill. If you don't wanna use an expensive drill, go out and buy a cheapo on Amazon for like $15, $20. You could buy a drill or an impact driver. Just stay away from the M12 style drills as they are fabulous in other applications. They won't work well with something like this. You have to have an M18 or an 18 volt or 20 volt or 24 volt, whatever platform you're using. Now again, is this for everyone? No, this is absolutely not for everyone, but anybody that is a DIYer that just doesn't want to get involved with those crazy expensive or hard to use paint sprayers, this is very easily stored. You can literally put this in a bucket and put it in a garage somewhere. It's super fast, super efficient. It does a really good job, a nice coat. And even though the paint container is a little bit smaller, well, it's meant for small jobs. If that's happening to you, I would suggest stop using Makita and use literally any other brand. All those Makita users will be so angry. Love to hear that sweet comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this. And of course, if you're a member to this channel, your comments always get responded to. You like this cool tool? Check out this one right here. Back, more videos soon.